Hello everyone, my name is Andrew and I'm with Precision Firearms Training. Recently we posted a picture on Facebook and other media that showed the difference between a brand new defensive round that we've purchased and one that we've carried for the last year. Now, in our classes we explain to our students the importance of every couple of weeks when you clean your firearm, make sure that you pull all your ammunition out of your magazines, wipe it down, check it out, move it around in the magazine so it's not always the same round being chambered every day. We also tell them at least annually to take the ammo that they've been carrying all year and get rid of it, shoot it, have fun, whatever, and replace it with new ammunition. We've recently come to that point where it's time for us to, or at least for me, to change the ammo that I carry in my everyday firearm. This round here on the left and these other rounds over here, the other 15, are the ones that I have carried for the last year. The 4 here on the right are new. They're all the exact same kind. We're carrying Hornady Critical Duty 45 plus P 220 grain. And this is the difference in just one random round that we're seeing. Okay, as you can see, the casings are the same length, but the overall length is different. Okay, on the round on the right, you can still see the cannula. For those of you who don't know, that's to aid in holding the bullet in place when the casing is crimped around it. The one on the left, you can see that it's clearly more indented, seated more into the casing. You can also see on the brass here from the shadows all the serrations in the casing where the new one doesn't have it yet. Okay. So one of the big questions we received was, well, what difference does this make? Well, may not be much, but if you're looking at putting your life on the line with this ammo, to me, every little bit is a big deal. This is a cutaway of a standard 45 ACP ball round. Okay, and you can see here, right here where the casing stops and the bullet starts. So in here, this is all seated bullet, and this is the powder. And as you can see from this training aid here, there's no air between the bullet and the powder. Okay, in some loads that's the way it is. In this case, these are plus P loads, meaning they've got a little more power to them. They're probably more than likely like this when you look inside. Now, for those of you that might remember back to high school, pressure is rated in the force that's applied over a certain area, pounds per square inch, things like that. That's no different inside here. Even though it's really small, the pressure that is created when this powder burns is measured per whatever surface area you've got. Okay. Well, if I take away that much of the space and push that powder down, in the world of physics, that creates a pretty significant change in the area that this powder now has to burn. Okay, it changes the amount of air that's in there between the grains and all sorts of things. So in essence, it'll change the it can change rather the velocity and performance of the round when I pull the trigger. With that being said, and remembering that the rounds here on the left are the ones that came out of my everyday carry, look at the differences in length. Okay, these here are the brand new ones. They're all still pretty close to the same length, but look at the other ones. Okay, they are definitely different sizes, all of them. That means each and every round at this point, the used ones, might perform differently every time I squeeze the trigger. Okay, and for a defensive load, I don't want that happening. So then the next question I've gotten is, well, why does this happen? And it's actually pretty simple. This is my everyday carry Shield 45. When you look at the barrel, okay, when it's sitting there, when you're ready to load, it'll cant just slightly like that. All right. If you look down inside here where this nice shiny part is, that's their feed ramp. Okay. When you chamber around in the morning or whatever to go carry, you pull your slide back and you let it go. When you do that, this spring is compressed. And when you let it go, all the force that's in that compressed spring comes forward. It pushes the back of your cartridge here, and it throws it forward just like that. Okay, and obviously it'll go all the way in. The reason I've stopped it here is, look, you can see there now that clearly the tip of your bullet is making contact with your feed ramp. Okay, and as you can see, mine's really nice and shiny. I've spent some time polishing it and making sure it's nice and smooth and everything. It doesn't matter. Okay, look at the angle. Okay, so when you've got that force, that spring pushing against the back of this bullet or this cartridge right there, you see the tip riding on that feed ramp. Okay, over that course of a year of constantly rechambering, that little bit is going to force the bullet into the casing. All right, just like that. Okay, it's something you can't avoid. It's going to happen. But knowing that it is going to happen means that you pay attention to the ammo every time you clean your firearm. Inspect it so you know, hey, my bullets are starting to seep too deeply into my casing, or I'm starting to see bulges from the pressure of it constantly being chambered, or these little serrations in your casing. That if these are just brass, and if it's digging in enough, that could cause a weak spot in your casing that when it fires, it splits it open and then causes a malfunction of your firearm. And if you're shooting to protect yourself, you do not want something that's going to cause a malfunction. This is just kind of the basic reason that we emphasize to our students that it's important, just as important to maintain your firearm as it is, you need to maintain the ammo that you're carrying in it. We hope that it shed some light on the questions. We'd like it if you would take a minute to check us out on Facebook, like our page, follow us here on YouTube as well. We'll be putting more videos out as time goes on, addressing questions, things like this, and maybe talking a little bit more about some of the things that those of us who carry every day probably would like to know. Thank you all. Stay safe. See you until next time.